What's the cutest request that broke your heart after? My 7-year-old neighbor Eli knocked on my door at 6 a.m., holding a crumpled $5 bill and wearing his dad's oversized apron that dragged on the ground. "Miss Kate, can you teach me how to make pancakes?" he whispered, glancing nervously back at his house. "It's my mom's birthday today, and she's been crying a lot lately. I want to make her happy again." My heart absolutely shattered. His mom, Lauren, had been going through the world's messiest divorce. Her husband had cleaned out their bank account and disappeared 3 months ago, leaving her working double shifts at the diner just to keep their tiny apartment. I'd watched her stumble home exhausted every night, sometimes still in her waitress uniform at midnight. "Of course, sweetheart. Come on in." We spent the next 2.5 hours in my kitchen, and let me tell you, this kid was absolutely determined. He stood on my step stool, tongue poking out in concentration as he carefully measured flour with a coffee mug because he couldn't reach my measuring cups. "The pancakes have to be perfect circles," he explained with complete seriousness. "Mom likes when things are neat and pretty." He insisted on cracking every egg himself, even though half the shells ended up in the bowl and we had to fish them out with a spoon. He practiced flipping the pancakes over and over, getting better each time. When one broke apart, he'd sigh dramatically like a professional chef and start completely over. Then he disappeared into my backyard and came back with a handful of dandelions and some mint leaves from my herb garden. "These are for decoration. Yellow is her favorite color, and the mint smells like the soap she uses." By 8:30 a.m., he had a plate of slightly lopsided but genuinely beautiful pancakes, arranged with the flowers like he was presenting them to actual royalty. He even folded a paper napkin into a fancy triangle. "She's gonna be so happy," he said, carefully balancing the plate as he headed home. "This is gonna be the best surprise ever. She'll forget about being sad." I watched through my kitchen window as he snuck through his front door, holding that plate like it contained the crown jewels. 20 minutes later, I heard yelling, then heartbreaking sobbing. I found Eli on his front steps, tears streaming down his face. The pancakes were scattered across the porch, syrup soaking into the concrete. The dandelions were trampled into the dirt. "She threw them away," he hiccuped between sobs. "She said I made a huge mess in her kitchen, and she didn't have time to deal with my stupid nonsense. She said I wasted food and money, and she has real problems to worry about, not kid games." I was absolutely livid. This innocent kid had spent his entire allowance and his whole morning trying to make his heartbroken mother smile, and she had completely destroyed his spirit. But then I had a brilliant idea. "Eli, want to help me make pancakes for the whole neighborhood? I bet other kids would love to learn your special recipe." His eyes lit up immediately. We made dozens and dozens of pancakes. I put the word out on our neighborhood group chat, and soon kids were lining up at my door with their parents. Everyone brought syrup, fruit, whipped cream, butter. It turned into this amazing impromptu block party on my front lawn. Eli was absolutely in his element, showing other kids how to flip pancakes properly, telling everyone about his special technique for getting perfect circles. The parents were all raving about how delicious they were, asking for his secret family recipe. Lauren eventually came outside around noon, probably wondering where her son had disappeared to for 4 straight hours. She found him surrounded by literally 25 neighbors, absolutely beaming as everyone complimented his incredible pancakes and what a thoughtful, talented, amazing boy he was. "Eli made all of these completely from scratch for Mother's Day," I announced loudly enough for the entire block to hear. "Isn't he just the most considerate son? He spent his own allowance on ingredients and got up at dawn to surprise his mom with breakfast in bed." The immediate shame that washed over Lauren's face was absolutely unmistakable. Every single parent there was staring at her, slowly realizing she had rejected and literally thrown away her son's heartfelt birthday gift. There was flour everywhere, and I was running late for my shift," she stammered weakly. Eli, sweet as ever, ran over to her with a fresh plate of pancakes. "I saved you the very best ones, Mommy. Happy birthday. I love you." This time, she pulled him into the tightest hug, tears streaming down her face as she whispered apologies into his hair. Sometimes the smallest gestures create the biggest changes in people's hearts.